And what's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. It is your boy Cheap Ludes. Fresh off a day off. It's always good for the mental. 2K23 is steadfast approaching. We got less than 2 weeks until 2K23 drops. So, with that being said, let's do the NBA 2K23 My Team Wishlist. Now, chances are none of these things come true. That's how it's been the last couple years when I've done these wish lists. They've done almost none of them, but it looks like 2K, at least on the surface, has at least like a renewed focus on my team, but we'll see how well that actually translates to the wish list. So we'll start with level 40, we'll end at the auction house, and the collection will kind of go from there. So right off the bat, level 40. What are my hopes and aspirations for level 40? I mean, the concept isn't terrible. I mean, I've asked for in-game XP, kind of similar to how MLB The Show does it. I don't believe we're getting that. It's kind of cryptic from the blog, so it's hard to really say if we're getting that or not. I don't know. If we are, comment down below. I guess we'll find out. I just hope that the level 40 rewards will be a little bit better this year. That's my only hope and my only thing on the wish list for level 40. I just feel like the level 40 rewards this year, outside of Carmelo in the very first season, which, I mean, he wasn't even really that great. It was just we didn't have small forwards that were that good at that time, and Yao Ming on next gen. All the level 40 rewards have been kind of whack, personally. I don't think any of them were really all that good. Ray Allen and Giddey were pretty good, but I don't even think they were top 5 in their position when they dropped, realistically. So that's really my only hope there, is that it's a little bit better as far as level 40 rewards and their usability. Next thing on the wish list would be collector level. Now, I don't really have anything specifically on the wish list. My only thing that I would have wished would be more collector levels, period. Like, instead of, 58 of them this time, there would be 75, which they're doing. So, I mean, that's all good. I can just hope that the players are a little bit easier to acquire, being that majority of the time, at least the early ones, right? Like, maybe not necessarily the later ones, you can keep those crazy, but guys like Channing Frye, move them down for 550 cards. Like, by the time anyone would get these guys, like, they're basically unusable at that point. They're not top tier cards right off the bat anyway, so it's like, And as far as the season agenda, I mean, I don't think they're going to do this, but my one wish would be that they did not make them mode specific, or at least tone down the mode specificness of the actual XPs, but I'm guessing they're going to stay the exact same. Like, I don't think there's going to be any changes to the season agenda, like, period. I'm wondering how the little, like, extra 10% thing is going to work. I guess we'll find out. So, I don't know. Next up, locker codes. Just more of them. My wish would just be on pack days to just give us a locker code for a free pack. Like, we all know the odds are nerfed on free packs, so it's like, we know they're not going to drop anything good anyway. But at the same time, I would just like to see locker codes. They just give you the appearance that 2K cares about you just a little bit, even though we know they don't. But it's like, just more of them, and every time we get a pack drop, just give us a locker code for a free pack. Not this locker code. Well, they just stopped giving locker codes towards the end, but in the middle of the middle of the year, I mean, we started getting those ones where it'd be like a pack, but the pack's like impossible to get, and it'd be like 2 tokens and like a boost pack. Like, no, dude, we don't want those. Just give us like a pack, and then you can put 2 other packs in there. Just a pack. That's all. I'm a simple man. Okay, just packs. That's literally it. Community polls. I don't really think I have any specific things to say about this, but I wish they would like mean something, because I feel like they keep asking these community polls, but they don't actually do anything for the most part. I don't know. Just a small little critique. Now over to the single player modes. Now the first one, we obviously do not have this mode, but I would like to know exactly what's going on with the exhibitions, right? And my wish list for the exhibitions is twofold. Now, because let me explain how they're going to work a little bit, at least how they've worked in every other game, right? You take cards, so let's say I go in here and they need me to use 3 cards. It has to be at least an 86 overall in order to compete. Team I'm playing against is an 87 overall, and then it's going to automatically sim, which, by the way, it's 2K, so you're going to lose a lot. So I got my 3 guys right here, and I put them in. And just like the card grading, the cards are going to be unavailable for use for a long period of time, right? The early ones, like the early exhibitions, are probably going to be like 30 minutes, 10 to 30 minutes, and then you get your cards back after the game is finished. The later ones with the quote-unquote higher prizes, are probably going to be somewhere between like 8 to 12 hours, possibly even 24. That's how it typically works in majority of other games, right? You throw these cards in there, and then they come back to you after 8 to 12 hours. Pretty much like mobile game 101, right? Now, my only wish for this, because like horror concept I think is like cool, especially if you don't use a lot of these cards. Like people like myself who have large collections, it's nice to do that, because I would throw a bunch of cards that I don't use, like Glitch Shack and like stuff that I'll never use, period, into this exhibition thing. My only hope is that the prizes are actually worth it, because I have the sneaking suspicion that, you know, day one, we're all going to do a bunch of these and then realize like pretty quickly that the prizes are not worth it. It's going to be exactly the same as the card grading system, where I just feel like it's never going to be worth it, maybe outside of like season 1 or season 2, you know? And that's my fear, honestly, because I think it's a cool concept. I just wish they would do a lot more with it. So my wish is to have the prizes actually mean something. To have the prizes be worth it. It's worth it to do this. I don't know if it will be, but I can dream. Now, when it comes to Triple Threat Offline, I don't have any specific wish lists on this one, and the reason I say that is because I think Triple Threat Offline is just kind of like a good mode in and of itself, and it looks like they did change a few things that I hate, like this resets every season, so like at the beginning of the season, you have a chance to get the highest tier reward, whereas if you fall a season or two behind in Triple Threat Offline the way it is currently, like you're fucked basically. Like if you take a season and you're not really playing the game that much, and you're especially not playing a lot of Triple Threat Offline, and you fall behind and then a new reward comes out, you're basically done for the whole year. You're never going to get the top reward. That's just basically how it goes. And I think that sucks. So I'm glad to see them change that. The game mode as a whole, I really don't think needs anything crazy. I mean, I guess my one wish for this game mode would be that the CPU is kind of calmed down a little bit defensively, because it makes the game mode a little bit less fun. But we'll see. Domination, 3-minute quarters. For sure. 3-minute quarters. Honestly, I would be cool with 2-minute quarters. It doesn't matter. Especially because they're dropping 5 at launch. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 basically at launch. And if they have 5-minute quarters, it's going to be unbearable. And majority of people just aren't even going to play it, right? Because especially for a Pink Diamond Havlicek, like if you don't get that done season 1, there's no point to ever get it done, right? And I like what they did this year, where they made you only have to have 33 before having to do the next one. I still didn't get any of these done. Like I got Homecoming done basically down to the end. I just like got the Hoff badge. That's all I was really looking for. Like that's basically it. I didn't even get Manu. There's no point. I barely did dynamic ratings. I did 1 game of Season Rewind and 2 games of Best of. Like I really didn't care. 66 of NBA 75. Like, you know, and that's kind of where I'm at. 33 of all time, you know. I just wish that the games were shorter time period, because I feel like more people would do them if they were 3-minute quarters, because 5-minute quarters is just unbearable to sit there and play against the CPU for majority of people, and I totally understand that. Challenges. Honestly, this one's twofold, right? I want them to do more spotlight stuff, because the spotlight challenges we had this year were horrible, and also you just couldn't do them towards the end of the year, so I would like them to just like keep the 2K20 kind of system going, where all the challenges just stayed so you could do them whenever you wanted. I think it's really dumb that they disappear, period. But spotlight challenges coming back in their original form would be good. And then going back to 2K20, I want the spotlights from 2K20 to come back, not the spotlight sims. Those obviously I would like to come back as well, but the spotlight challenges from the beginning to the middle of the year, you know, Kareem, Jeremy Lin, all those challenges, I think those were super tight. Honestly, they gave everyone like, you know, something to grind for. Those cards ended up being a lot more usable than people would have gave them credit. Those starter cards, the Evos, yeah, I would like to see those come back. Those were really cool. So I don't know, maybe I'm alone in that category. Freestyle, okay. Normally there's not a wish list for Freestyle, but the one thing I wish for Freestyle is that you could get a CPU to come guard you in Freestyle. That would be so tight. the amount of times I want to try out moves like in freestyle and try out different things in freestyle, but I can't really do it because like there's nobody defending you, so like it wouldn't translate to a real game. It would be cool if you could take someone who's also on your freestyle lineup and have them play defense against you and then set the settings so that it would be realistic. I think that would be really cool, and it would help people figure out ways to beat the overpowered CPU defense. So I think either way, it would be a really good idea, personally. Just one last single player thing. It's not necessarily single player, but the prize balls, dude. My only hope for these is that they actually drop something good. I can truly see myself playing 50 games with like this ruby ball, and then it just drops 3 tokens because they're RNG drops. So I would hope that these are actually worth doing. I mean, they're essentially passive challenges because, I mean, you're just playing the game anyway. You know, you're just dribbling the ball. Unless you have to do specific things with the ball, then it's going to be kind of a headache. But if you just have to play games with the ball, I mean, they can drop whatever. But I'm hoping that the prizes are worth it, and that's kind of my only thing that I'll say about that. I mean, if they aren't, then whatever. I mean, it's just a thing that exists, but we'll see. And going back to the agenda, the trophy case stuff. I don't know how it's going to handle it. I'm guessing it'll be lifetime agendas and collections and things of that nature. But as far as the trophy cases, I just hope they're reasonable to get a hold of. I know you're getting pink diamonds early game, and the first, Galaxy Opals and even the first Dark Matters will be, a part of this trophy case system as well. But I just hope that they're at least somewhat reasonable as far as getting them. Knowing 2K, they're either going to be ridiculously long or ridiculously hard, or some combo of the two. I'm hoping at bare minimum they're just really long, instead of really hard. I have a feeling though that some of these are going to get really tough to get some of the trophy case items, and it's going to be really rough. I'm just hoping it's not going to be that rough. I mean, the reality of the situation is the trophy case stuff, these cards are probably going to be viable for 1 or 2 seasons max, right? That's just how 2K's power creep works. So 2K kind of has this problem where they'll have these long grinds and long lock-ins, and like 1% of the player base, the 1% of the player base that absolutely does not need these cards in any way, shape, or form because they spent a bunch of money on packs or are really good on the game already, they'll get the card while they're still valid, but then the rest of the people won't get the card until the card is outdated, And I think that's definitely an issue. And it's something that 2K does on purpose to sell packs for sure. But, it'd be nice to see that changed, though I don't believe that necessarily will happen. Over to multiplayer. Clutch time. I'm about to get reset and I'm about to be so frustrated. Oh, for single player clutch time, I don't really have any specific wishes for it. Just that the prizes are good because I'll be playing it a lot. That's it. That's the only thing I can really say. For online clutch time, just make the wheel actually hit sometimes. That's it, because I'm literally out here like having played almost 500 games and I have not gotten one of the grand prizes on the wheel. And this doesn't count my next gen overall record, by the way, too, which I played next gen for a while trying to get Michael Red and Reggie. So it's like 600 wins, I'm going to say roughly, is where I'm at. I played quite a bit on next gen, but I don't know what my overall is. And not getting the grand prize one time, that's kind of crazy. But then there's people over here getting like 8 Mark Eatons, I don't know. I just wish it would hit a little bit more. Draft mode, I mean, you can use MT now, which is good. Once again, I don't know. I really don't know what my wish list would be for draft. I think the mode is good on its head, but just the fact that no one ever plays it is kind of an issue, so I wish people would play it. That's it. I wish the draft rewards would be better, too. Like, I do. Triple threat, there's no wishes for triple threat. I just wish the gameplay is good so that I might actually play it. This year, I feel like the gameplay was so trash. I hated it. I really did. I like the reward system that they have going on, too. I like it in theory. We'll see in practice if it works. Unlimited. My wish for Unlimited is that the leaderboards don't make the game an unplayable, sweaty nightmare, which I feel like they might, but my hope is that they don't do that. Now, I could be wrong, but I'm totally going to be wrong. It's going to be a sweaty nightmare. The leaderboards are going to absolutely destroy this game mode. I can just feel it in my bones. Limited, my only wish is that the parameters for Limited are a lot cooler. And I wish I think the ring shows up a decent amount as it is, but it is still just like a dumb idea to only have it locked for 3 days, and then if you don't get one, you just can't get the main player. I hate that. So I just wish the parameters would be good. As far as every single online mode, TT co-op, I don't know enough about it to say what my wish is, but I just think it would be really cool for me to play against the CPU with a friend. So I'm hoping that's like an actual feature. I believe it is, but they're kind of cryptic about it, so it's like whatever. For all multiplayer games, I wish that they would bring back lifetime agendas for cards again. You know what I mean? Like, I wish they would bring back the James Harden stuff, win certain games. Not the Vucevic and Steve Francis one, though. You should never have to win a certain amount of games in a row to get a card. Like, then never. Not with 2K servers. Absolutely not. So, just some of these, especially the one from, like, 2K21 or 2K20, where, like, I don't think there was any in 2K20, but 2K21 for sure, where it's like you had to... I like the ones where you have to play a certain amount of games. Just play 10 games and you get a card. Bring those back. Those are sick. You know what I mean? I like that. I do. I think it'd be cool. As far as packs go, okay. My only wish for packs in 2K23 is just that we get a nice variety of players. That's it. Because I feel like for a little while, 2K was doing a good job of that. And then we got towards the end, and they did a horrible job at that. So I just hope there's a nice varied amount of players. That's it. Token market. I'm not sure how the token market's going to work with the base set. I think it's current series, actually. With the current series cards in the actual token market, I don't know if they're going to be like an actual token market thing where you have to go buy like a current series pack for like 5 tokens or whatever, or if it's going to be something where you get to select them by gem. I don't really know what's going to go on with that. My only hope, once again, is just that the token market has good players. I feel like this year they had some decent players. I feel like none of them were overpowered, though. Darren Collison was pretty good, but I just feel like none of them were really OP. Not even the pink diamond ones I feel like were really that OP, honestly. Like, I think Walt Frazier was pretty good in the early game. Like, that's about it. The diamond cards were good, but none of them were really overpowered. So I like what they did with the token market. As far as, like, the actual token market, can you bring back the 6 token packs, man? Like, those were so cool. I understand that's how, like, MT bots would get MT or whatever, but, like, at the same time, those were so cool. Just bring them back. That's it. Just bring them back. The badge packs were huge this year, though. I like those. Bring those back, too, for real. I mean, this is a thing on my wish list, and it's been on my wish list for a while, but lower the 10% My Team tax down to 5. They never will, but I'll say it anyway. Collection. I mean, I just hate that there's 3 different pack fodder sets, which it looks like there's 4 technically this year. Yeah, Heat Check Dynamic Ratings, NBA Series 1 base set. Too many. Too many. There needs to be 1 or 2 maximum. Maximum. That was fine in 2K20, but Jesus Christ, dude, they just keep adding more of them. And get rid of the Dark Matter and Galaxy Opal Dynamic Ratings players. I know they won't because they're perfect to troll people in packs, but God, they were the worst. Now, as far as collection, this does tie in with packs as well. But, like, come on. Bring Retro 2K back. Retro 2K was so cool. Bring it back. Do more flash sets because I feel like they didn't do, like, cool enough things with the glitch cards this year. But I feel like once you get to a certain point in the year, you can't even really do flash glitch cards anymore because every card's like a 99, so I understand that. I'm okay with not as many out-of-position packs. That was okay. I feel like that was cool. But I just wish more early game theme packs were cool. You know what I mean? Bring back... 2K21 had really cool sets. I'm sorry, but like, you know, the retro 2K packs were awesome. The double take packs were super cool. As somebody who likes weird NBA history, I enjoyed those quite a bit. Don't ever do the endgame packs again. That's my only thing. Don't ever do that again. Just no. Switch set, that was fine. Just never with the endgame packs ever again. That was horrible. The exchange, just lower the cost on a lot of these exchange cards. Other than that, the exchange is fine. They're never really overpowered. Everything's fine. The Evos, I think they did a good job with Evos this year, but just if you're not going to release new cards in packs, like new versions of players in packs, at least just give them a random Evo later in the year. You know, that makes them like usable enough, you know? That would be all I care about. Card grading doesn't look like anything's going to happen with this, so we'll see. How long does it take to grade a Dark Matter? I'm curious about this. I've never checked. Let's do an end game. I want to know. I actually have never checked. Let's just do endgame Kawhi. It would take 4 hours. It's not bad. I thought it was gonna take a lot more. Yeah. Okay. Either way, I mean, get rid of the MT shoe lab. I hate it so much. All right, when I say get rid of the MT shoe lab, get rid of the MT shoe lab for gold and below shoes so I could just quick sell them. That's it. That's all I want there. I mean, I feel like that's pretty simple. As far as other random things that I would like to see, you know, kind of not even added to 2K, just like period. Obviously expanded rosters. I feel like even looking at the base set, there was a lot of guys that just didn't get cards. Like, all right, it's not like anyone's clamoring for Derek Coleman, but you know, like stuff like that. Like, there's so many random, especially in the gold, like that didn't get, like Kenny Gaddison, bro, that would be sick. Like, there's so many guys they could have given cards. Just look at the gold for these sets. You know, you'll see like a bunch of random ass names that could have got cards, but they didn't. And that's just one thing that I wish 2K would do. Now, it's looking like it's not happening, but obviously ponying up the money for Charles Barkley and getting Reggie Miller involved and getting Rasheed Wallace and Tayshaun Prince and all the other NBA legends that they don't have would be great. I don't think that's going to happen, but obviously that's something that I would really like to see. Everything else has kind of been touched on, though. You know, I feel like if there's anything that you specifically want 2K to add, put it in the comments down below. Not even want them to add, just wish they would add in some capacity, you know? Put it in the comments below. I feel like a full roster of old school coaches would be cool as well. You know, I feel like that's something that I thought was going to happen this year. You know, guys like Red Auerbach, Bill Russell, which, I mean, they had like player coaches, but like, you know, I want like a full roster of coaches, dude. You know what I mean? Like, I think that would be cool. They don't do anything, but it's just like a cosmetic thing, you know? Also, cosmetics in my team would be cool, you know? If I could like give my LeBron like a sick headband or something, but I know 2K would cause BC for those, so it's like whatever. But as always, it's been your boy Cheap Lutes, and I'll catch you guys later. Peace.